Hi there, traders. Now, I know everyone wants to make money, right? And it's a massive industry building robots and all these sorts of things. Now, I've been trading for 35 years, right? So I know a lot about how the market works and what the perfect setup consists of. And if I sat in front of the screens and I saw those setups, I would execute. Now, over the last 12 months, I've developed a tool called Primetime Pro that is going to do exactly that. It's a completely objective tool that will execute on specific trade setups. And if you think you're doing okay at the moment, we'll put this into play, and believe me, it's going to blow you away. Now, let's just look at the markets over the last month. Now, since the start of October, we've had the Middle East conflict, we've had hurricanes through the US, we've got Donald Trump on the surge in the polls, and it's created a very strange, strong dollar situation that the market just hasn't predicted. Now, if you're sitting there subjective, like most traders, you're thinking this thing's got to top out. Right? The US fundamentals aren't that strong. The Fed are cutting rates. But what we've seen is the dollar surge to the top side, okay, and euro, sterling, Aussie, Kiwi getting belted to the downside. Now, when you are sitting there being completely subjective, you're scratching your head thinking, this doesn't make sense. Well, I'm here to tell you, get out of your head and get Primetime Pro, because this is going to absolutely revolutionize the way you trade. Now, let me run you through the 5 pairs that I could put through the strategy tester just to show you the performance over the last month, right? I'm not cherry picking any dates. This is what's happening right now. Okay, let's start with the Aussie dollar. Now, I've got the strategy tester on fast forward so we can go through, see the execution and how the trailing stops perform. Now, it initially takes some time for Primetime Pro to get into the trade, but when it does, it hangs on to the trend for a long period of time. Now, the Aussie in this situation nets us $17,330 just in 3 weeks. Okay, let's move on to Euro. Now, Euro did take a bit of a nosedive very early, and it took Primetime Pro some time to actually get into the trade. But that's not the point. We're waiting for the ideal trading conditions, and when it gets the trade, it nails the execution and pulls in $11,760 in that 3-week period. Okay, let's move on to sterling, the best performing currency against the US dollar. But the strength of the dollar is overwhelming and sterling buckles. It takes Primetime Pro quite some time to get into the trade. But once again, we get set at the ideal level, the trailing stop kicks in, and even though sterling doesn't go down too far, we still manage to take some cash out of it. 6,230 is still a great return over that period of time. Okay, let's move on to dollar yen, probably the best trending currency pair out of the major instruments. Now, dollar yen kicks to the top side, but once again, it takes Primetime Pro some time to get that ideal entry level. And the settings in Primetime Pro allow us to stay in the trend to try and maximize our returns. Dollar yen doesn't disappoint and nets us $31,910. An amazing outcome. Last but not least, dollar CAD. Now, dollar CAD probably was the one instrument that made a bit more sense. Of course, the strong dollar did impact dollar CAD, but the weaker oil prices due to the hurricanes had a big impact on dollar CAD screaming to the top side, the biggest trending pair over this last 3 weeks. And it netted us $32,480, an absolute remarkable performance. Now, all up, trading those 5 pairs, trading 10 lots, nets us $99,710 US, right? It's absolutely amazing. And Primetime Pro is even outperforming my expectations. And don't forget, we can put this across all the majors and a lot of the crosses. So the number of trades that you're going to have over the course of a week or a month is absolutely huge. And your returns will be massively exponential. If you're really serious about your trading, well, invest in Primetime Pro. We are taking pre-orders now. And it's your chance to start making money with less time in front of the screens than you ever have before. If you'd like some more information about Primetime Pro, contact our team. If you want to pre-order and get in at the discount price, we'll jump on our website and you can purchase Primetime today. Good for MT5 and C Trader. Good luck and happy trading.